Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam. Good, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so let's start today's session. In the previous session, we were analyzing and understanding the concept of um, computing and mathematics as a whole, how the both react if we are talking about them. So today we will move forward with some advancements to the overall theory. And in today's lecture, we will discuss the problem solving techniques that we can use in computing mathematics. Basically, all the techniques that came from the mathematics will be used in the computings to improve or to solve the problems that are occurring to us. So, in this way, we will cover 2.1 and 2 from the unit 2 that will be describing the approaches to problem solving, and we will also explain some terms that are most commonly used in mathematics and definitely a very important part of computers as well. So, do you have any question from the previous session or should we continue?
No, must continue.
Okay. Yes, Zainab, do you have any question?
No.
Okay. So in the previous session, I have given you a question as a short assignment.
Like, it can tell us about weather. Now, what are you doing?
Sorry, what are you saying?
It can tell about the temperature of weather.
Okay, go ahead.
And also buying and selling the insurance, I think.
Create a proper scenario. Like I have given you the example, like it is a rainy day, or you can say it is cold outside and it may rain today, it may not rain today. So you need to create the example properly. If you are talking about temperature, then you need to create the actual example of that. What about flipping a coin, Zainab? Create your example as well. Hurry up.
And there's only two possible outcomes. So either it can be heads or it can also be tails. There's a 50% chance for each of them to occur.
Yes, very good. This is the most common example that we get from multiple kind of probability explainers. Flipping a coin. It is the most common example. That's good. Yes, Abdullah. You can create your example now.
Like at summer, sometime it's very hot temperature, sometimes very less temperature in some areas.
When we talk about probability, we take only one location. Like if you are talking about your destination where you are actually living, you will only talk about that place. So you can say that in summer it is hot today, and it's summer. Maybe it is a windy day today. So you can say that it could be a day with a very hot temperature or with very moderate temperature, but at your own place only. Okay. Your example is also good. So let's continue with our today's session. So we will first describe the approaches of problem solving. Basically, when we talk about problem solving, problems occur in our life multiple times. Like multiple people encounter problems every day. Either they are related to computer-based problems or not. Uh, if you are doing any kind of work, you may see some problems there. If you are doing your household works, you will definitely see some problems there as well. So given this, once you are equipped with the right problem solving approaches, problem transform from stressful or setbacks into opportunities to learn and improve and definitely solve the problem. You will get to learn multiple things when you have got a exact problem solving approach that is you can say that that will definitely work for your problem. So it helps us to improve our overall system as well. If we are talking about computer systems, you can say if there is some error in your application development, you need to make changes to the overall coding or the backend coding or the backend system to improve the system. And when you will make the changes, definitely you will learn the new opportunity, you will get the opportunities to learn the new things that you were not working on previously. That's why becoming practiced in several problem solving approaches is essential, no matter what position you hold or what industry you work in. The industry could be any kind of industry. It could be a technical one, it could be non-technical one. If you are doing any kind of business, there also problems do occur. You need to address them properly, and for the sake of problems, we need a proper strategy, a proper approach that will help us to solve that problem. I hope the term problem is clear here. Next, we are discussing what is actually problem solving approach. A problem solving approach is a kind of technique people use to better understand the problem. It will help the people or any technician or the industry owner or anyone who is doing to conduct this approach will definitely get to understand the problem they faced and to develop optimal solutions. Definitely, if we are having one problem, we need to develop or create the multiple solutions to that problem. Then we pick up on the one that is the best one for our problem. So you can say that the term we use for this kind of scenario is the candid solution. Do you have any idea of candid solution? Yeah.
I think no.
Okay, candid solution is a kind of solution. You can say it's a spontaneous one that occurs to your mind when you think of a problem. As a IT person or as any kind of individual who is working with an organization, they definitely need to develop some solutions. Then the one that comes to the mind of the IT person spontaneously, we call or we refer to the term candid solution. It is usually not the one that we will definitely be using, but we can say that it is the most spontaneous solution to our problems. So they empower people to devise more innovative solutions by helping them overcome old and binary way of thinking. What is the meant of binary way of thinking here? Basically, we are referring the binary way of thinking with the old techniques, like the approaches the people were using in the back times are definitely not working in nowadays. So you can say that we need to adapt new technologies that will give the innovative solutions to the people's problem that they are facing in their field. Either it could be a technical field or a computer based field or not a computer based field. So why is having approaches to problem solving important? Like, what do you think? Like, just share your thought why we need to have a approach to solve our problem.
Like if we don't solve the work and more work will come to us, I think so.
Okay. Yes, Zainab. What do you think about it?
To be able to make the work more efficient.
Okay. You can say that it's the true one as well, because when we are talking about the problem solving approaches, they are definitely needed for us to make our to make the scenarios work properly or more efficiently. Whatever the domain is, whatever the field is you are working on, you just need to have really fruitful outcomes. So, for the sake of problem solving approaches, we can say that they are the most important thing when we are talking about solving any kind of problem. So, problems occur in all fields of work, definitely. That's why most job listings include problem solving skills. Basically, uh, if you read any kind of job description, there are most probably they have mentioned that the right candidate must have problem solving skills. They need to address the problems in no time. So this is the most important skill when you are hiring a person who is going to join your team. In their requirements, they have clearly mentioned that the person we are hiring should have the problem solving skills. Some of the interviews or the companies do check the problem solving skills of the employee by giving them a scenario to deal with, and they come up with the solutions to the problem, and then they choose the one who is perfect for them because of the uh, problem solving skills. The higher the problem solving skill the person have, the more chances of their hiring is. So and why interviewers often ask candidates to describe how they have fixed problems in the past. For those who are searching for a new job, being able to demonstrate strong problem solving skill is the key to having successful interviews. Like, if you are searching for a new job, you need to be able to demonstrate the skills. Definitely, if your skills are not demonstrated properly, the hirer will not be able to get your skills, and ultimately you will not get the job. So for the successful interviews, you need to have the strong skills as well. So we are having some of the techniques here, or you can say the approaches here. The first one is the rational approach, and it is one of the most common problem-solving approaches. The rational approach is basically a multiple step process that works well for a wide range of problems. Wide range of problems means the problems that are very long term, or you can say that are occurring multiple times through the system, they definitely needs to be addressed with more care. So many other problem solving techniques mirror or build off of its 7 steps. It is basically a kind of approach that is depending upon the 7 steps. So there are multiple other techniques as well that use some of its steps, and they are working separately. So, to understand all the other ones, we first need to have a strong command on rational approach before moving on to the other techniques. So, we will discuss its 7 steps here. One by one, then we will move forward to the other approaches. So, the first step here is define the problem. How we can define a problem? Yes, Zainab, you need to answer this question. Okay, I am going to give you one example, then you will need to give me another example. I am working in an IT team, and we have a shared resource of printer. 3 or 4 people are using the printer at the same time. But what happens is, if someone is using the printer for a very long file, then the other three needs to wait for the uh, definitely for their turn. So this is the problem. So we need its solution. So I need to depict this problem as a problem statement. I will write it down in as a statement. Then we will move forward with the next step, in which we will identify possible causes. We can say that now we need to show or explain all the causes that can cause this problem. And what are the causes? There may be some long files, there may be some inappropriate individuals who are working on the printer, and they are doing, or you can say that they are wasting time of their own and some other people as well. You can also say that there is a very long like the people are having multiple files and they need to print them out, and the requirements of the printers are not fulfilled, so they need to have a new printer in their network so that they can use them to reduce their time limit. And there would also be some other causes of this problem as well, but what I have shared are enough for the understanding. Then what you will do next, you will brainstorm options to solve the problem. You will see what you can do. We are having multiple options. Like for this scenario, we could arrange some new printers if we have resources. Secondly, we can prioritize the importance of the documents. Like we will give priority to the most important documents as first, and you can say that we will give time to the all the employees. Like in a specific time range, you will need to uh, print out all the documents of your work, and it will help others to work on their documents and they will come up at exactly the time when they can print their documents. So these are the 3 possibilities that immediately came into my mind. Is there any other possibility that came to your minds for this problem, or the or any other cause that you can say that you feel may be causing the problem of printing?
People might be using the printer for personal uses instead of the work.
Yes, it may also be one of the most important causes of this problem. Okay, Abdullah, now you need to brainstorm one more solution for this problem.
Like in a building of 5 floor and 6 floor, if we have one floor, many people cannot go to the one lift through one lift. So we have to add more lift.
Okay, good. So we need a new lift, okay? And what next? Like if they are not having the enough resources for a new lift, what they can do. We need some
Uh,
other solutions as well, right? We need to have multiple solution options, then we will choose the one. So, any other solution for this problem?
we can arrange a meeting from all the people living and take a little money, resources of money from them, then we will get the lift.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you have just said. Please repeat.
The people who are living in the building, we can make a meeting and take a little bit money from them, then get a new take resources for lift and make them.
Okay, so we can also do something else like the people who are at the floors, like if there are some people are at the first floor, the second floor, or you can say are have good strength in their legs, they may use the stairs in case they are not able to get a new lift. They may use the stairs, or the really needy people can use the lift. So it will also help them to like solve this problem, although it's not a very feasible approach. But we can say that if we are not having good resources for a new lift, then we can say we will be able to do this approach as well. So from all the solutions that came to the mind of the technician or the person who is solving the problem, then he will select an option from the multiple solutions. We will definitely select one option. Let's suppose I, from my example, choose the solution that is to simply fix time for each employee to print out their documents, and they will not be allowed to print if their time is end. So I will choose this one. Then I will create an implementation plan. I will create a documentation that will be explaining or that will be depicting time for each employee to use the printer. Then I will execute the plan and monitor the result. Then I will share that planner with all the team members, and I will see what are the results. Are they able to do their printings on time, or they do require some more time, or they are not able to do their overall stuff that is needed to be done. Then we will evaluate the solution. If the outcomes are good, if everyone is doing their work on time, then it's a perfect solution. Then you can say that the overall approach is positive, and we can move forward with other problems as well. But if they are not able to do the task, then we definitely need to move to another option, another solution that will help us to uh, like monitor the results and then evaluate the solution, either they are doing it or not. So you can say that we will repeat the step 5 again if the option is not selected properly. 4 or 5, we need to repeat from 4 or 5 steps to overall do monitoring and the evaluation of the plan that we are using. Is there anything that you want to ask from here?
No, miss.
Okay, so let's continue with other approaches that we are having here. The next approach is the collaborative one. We have talked about the rational approach. Now we are going to explain the collaborative approach. This approach involves including multiple people in the problem solving process. You can say that when you are having multiple people, like in our example of printers, we are having multiple employees who are using the same printer. So brainstorming should include a diverse group of stakeholders. All the stakeholders needed to be clearly explained by the brainstorming process so that you can have the options for all the people who are affected by the problem and or may be affected by any change made in the attempt to solve it. You need to have clear understanding that all the employees that are getting the printer for a specific range of time are also like you need to check, are they comfortable with that or not. You can say that you will see the changes that occur in the previous stage. Either they are enjoying working on it, or they are really disturbed of working on it. Definitely if they are not like easy working with that time frame, they will not be doing the work efficiently, and ultimately the overall organization will suffer. So we need to have a proper plan. Then seek continuous feedback from these stakeholders as you monitor the implementation of your solution to make sure it work well for everyone. So, if you have the proper understanding of what is happening to us, then you will be able to do all the tasks clearly. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
So, let's move to our next one. This is the creative approach. This approach mirrors the rational approach. It uses some of the steps from this approach, but places greater emphasis on the brainstorming phase. Definitely, you can say that the brainstorming phase, where we get the solutions of the problem we get the multiple solutions of the problem. So, this is the most important phase. If we as a technician or the person who is doing the brainstorming skip some of the most important, or you can say the most reliable solutions, and work on the ones that are just coming to our mind, definitely it is not gonna work properly. We need to have the clear understanding of each and every aspect of the problem causes, and also the things that are the part of our system. So, people using the creative approach utilize ideation techniques such as mind mapping, storyboards, and analogies. Basically, all these terms are used to get the ideation, to get the idea of what to do. Okay, if you are talking about anything that is not working properly in the system, you need to get uh, all the things like let's suppose we are writing down a central theme and thinking of new and related ideas which radiate out from the center. You need to know what are the things that are the center of this problem. So when you know the center, you will focus on the key ideas that are came into your mind, and you can say that into your own words, and you will create a connection between them. What are the solutions that are coming to your mind? You will create a strong connection to that problem. Then you can say you will have the better understanding of the overall problem. And same as for the other ones like storyboards and analogies, all these work in a simultaneous way. So you can say, so when we are talking about these points, these are really important. Next approach is the historical approach. Basically, this approach is helpful when the problem you are facing have precedent within the your field or industry. Researching how others have solved the problem can guide you as you develop your own solution. So this is helpful. Like you are facing a problem, and it has the previous effect within your field or industry. You can say that the people from your organization previously are also facing the same issue. So this is a continuous issue or the problem that is keep on occurring to the organization. It is definitely the one that is needed to be addressed properly. Now you need to research how other have solved the problem. Can you it will help us to understand or develop our own solution. For example, we can say that we have changed our overall organization's team. The previous people were also having the issue of printers, but the new team is also complaining the same issue. So definitely maybe they were using the time management techniques that like the previous team was using the time management techniques, like we have allotted them a specific time and they were using it, and they were making the changes to their overall system. But next need to be done? You need to develop your own solution. You will definitely be the one who will use the new approach to solve that problem. If you will use the previous one, definitely it will not gonna work for you. So what next needs to be done? You need to apply as a uh, firstly your knowledge is new, and the other ones will also have the same thing. Like if you are talking as a new employee, as a new newbie, definitely your knowledge is advanced, your problem solving skills needs to be advanced from the other ones who were previously working in the organization. So definitely your solution will work more efficiently for the organization. So if you are the one you both are the one who are going to make a solution of the previous example, that is from the printing one. So what will be your solution? Like I, as a old one, choose the solution to the printing option, like I will allot a specific time to each and every employee. What will be your solution? Abdullah and Zainab, you need to share.
Ask the question again, I have to know it.
Sorry,
Question. What was the question?
I am asking you. We are here discussing like the old people face the same problem, and you are also facing the same problem. Okay, so I, as a old one, choose the solution to this problem. The example I am using, like the printing one, I choose the option that is working as, you can say that it is like I am allotting a specific time to each and every employee. You are now the new one who has joined the team. What will be your solution to this problem? What you will do?
Maybe we say to add a new printer.
Okay. And in case the company says that we are not having enough resources for that.
Prioritize the important documents, or yeah.
Okay, good, Zainab. This is also a good point. Abdullah, your point is also good. We can manage to get a new printer. It will definitely be a long-term asset for the company. And you can say that if I am the one and the company says that we are not having the enough resources to buy that, I can say that we can also get the printer on, there are some schemes that give us the things on some intervals, like we can give the payments in intervals. We can get the printer from that companies as well, or you can say
Installment.
yes, installments. So we can say we can get the printer from that side, or as a like competitive employee, you can give them the multiple solutions. You can also say that or you can also convince them from your explanation, like the this will be the long term asset of the company. Definitely the resources list will be improved, and you can say the overall working like the disturbance that the people were facing previously will definitely be reduced, or you can say that minimized very well. So all these things work in a great way if we are working on the historical approach, because the problem was occurring in the previous ones, then definitely the solution needs to be working as the coming employees who will join the team later on will not face this problem or issue. So then the next approach is the issue-based approach, a five-step approach often employed in consulting firms. Uh, Basically, the issue-based approach is useful when helping another person solve a problem they are facing. When someone that in the organization is facing an issue, and you as a team member, or you can say that as a simple human, help them to solve the problem. The user first create a proposal that define the problem and inventory is the client's expectation. Then what you need to do in this issue based approach, you will create a proposal for that problem, and you will define each and every aspect of the problem, the causes of the problem, and then you will explain all the things that are occurring. And once the problem is clearly defined, then you will come up with the solutions that can be helpful in this way. So you can easily get what are the expectations of your clients, or you can say that the person who is facing the problem, and then you will give that document to the higher management of the company. So in this way, the it helps the person who is facing the issue. They don't need to suffer a lot. They will just convey their problem to you, and you, as the problem solving agent or the one who is solving the problem, will use his problem solving skills and ultimately come up with a good solution and then solve their problem. Then the next approach is the five whys. This approach can help you get the root of a complex problem. You will be able to know what actually causing the problem. Begin by asking why the problem occur, and then ask the same question about your response. For example, if you answer that productivity has stagnated because the morale is low, following up by asking why is morale low and why, a total of 5 times. You will ask 5 questions that will be asking the people who are facing the problem. You will ask them why the basically here we are having another example. So you can say, if we relate this example with our printer once, because we have also created the flow for that example. So you will ask the employees why they are facing the issue of printers. Then you will ask for otherwise, like total 5 times you will ask them the questions like why are they facing the issue, why they are not able to do the printing in their specific time, and many other questions can come to your mind. You will be asking them, and then you will find out the problem's root cause. This helps us to basically get the root cause of our problem, what is actually the base of our problem. So once we get the like root cause of our problem, we can easily solve it. So it explains the problem very well, and everything is done properly. Then these are the approaches that you can say we can use in our problem solving techniques. Now after that we are having some tips for better problem solving, and these are the skills that will help you to solve your problems in an efficient way. You need to take your time in understanding the problem, in creating the solution, and in like implementing the solution, and in maintaining the results or getting the results from the team. All the things need to be taken with care. You will develop your personal problem solving skills, like you will be continuously working on your skills that will help you to understand the problems of people, and it will ultimately be helpful to develop very efficient solutions to the problem of people. Then you will write things down. Everything needs to be written. Like you will document all the like issues that you see, like the problems are occurring. Then you will use each and every point in your documentation, like the causes, like the root cause, the whys, and all the things are needed to be documented properly. Then you will get the diverse input. Diverse input means, uh, you can say, if you are having a diverse input, you will definitely be having multiple people who are facing the same issue. So you will get the responses from the overall stakeholders who are the part of the organization, or you can say who are facing the problem. So diverse input will be coming from all the stakeholders of that problem. Then you will speak to people in groups, and one by one you will talk to them. You will get their ideas in a overall team interview, or you can team meeting, sorry. And in one by one communication, you will get their points clearly. It will help you to understand their problems, and ultimately you will come up with the efficient problem solving solutions. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay. If you have any question or anything is not clear, you can ask. Next, we are at our second question. Basically, that was we need to explain some terms like the variable, constant, and the other. So variable, basically, when we are talking about mathematics, variable is something else. In computers, variable is something else. Also, the purpose is almost same, but you can say that we depict them in a different way. A variable is basically a characteristic that can be measured and that can assume different values. For example, we are having the values like height, age, income, province or country of birth, grades obtained at school, or type of housing. All these examples are basically of variable. All these things are a cause of variable. You can say that variable. If you have done, definitely you have done mathematics in your schools, or we can say that although we have used some variables in mathematics, usually in our schools as well. So usually height was considered, or you can say that height was termed with the variable age. Usually we use this variable to store all the values of height in our age variable. Most probably we do name it with age. It's not a significant rule that we will always do this term, but it's just for the sake of example. So you can say variables may be classified into multiple categories, although the categorical and numeric are not the only ones. But we will here be understanding what is the role of actually variable. So you can say, if we are talking about the example in a game, a variable could be the current score of the player. Like if we are playing a game, like let's suppose we are playing football. You can say there are two teams, and one is at 1 and other one is at 0. So we would add 1 to the variable whenever the player gained a point. So variable is something that stores the information. When we talk about the computers, variables are used to store values. Whenever we need to store the values, like you need to store the school grades or the marks of the test or the exams, or you anything that you need to store in the computer, you need to have a variable that will be storing that information in the computer. When we store information in computers, we need to have a variable. Basically, variable explains that, or variables says that everything that is stored in this point is easily accessible by calling that variable. So when we are talking about computer programming, maybe you are also working on computer programming, so you would have been an idea that whenever we are talking about the computer programming, we need to have a variable that will be storing the values, and whenever we need the results to be shown on the computer screen, we need to call that variable. Do you have any idea about variable calling?
No.
Variable is kind of a number.
Sorry.
I say variable is a number also. No? I say the variable is a number also. No?
Yes, variable is a number. It could be any number that is like used in place of the thing that we are covering. Like if we are talking about height, your height is different, mine height is different, Zainab's height is different, but our all of our heights will be stored in computers under the variable height. Okay.
Okay.
Then we have a term called constant. Basically, a constant is a value or number that never changes in expression. As we were talking about the variable, whenever some scores come to the player, we add into the variable. But if we are talking about constant, constants never changed. Whatever the value of the constant is, it will always remain the same. So in this equation where we have x plus y is equal to 10, 10 is the constant value. And what are x and y?
Variables.
Yes, these are the variables. So, if we are talking about constants in computers, a constant is a named piece of memory where the value cannot be changed while a program runs. Let's suppose we are creating a program. Just let me know, are you people working on or studying the computer programming as well, right? So you know the basics of programming.
Yes, miss.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm just going to create an example. So I wanted to make sure that you understand the basics or not. So let's suppose we are creating a program. If we are talking about a single person, like we are saying that a person can of age 20 will apply for this job, not more than that, not less than that. So we will say that if you are applying here, your age needs to be 20. We will create a constant that will be showing that the age limit is equal to 20. It should not be less or more than that. And this is the example of constant in computer programs. Whenever the program will run or the people will apply to the job, they will see that the age limit is 20. If they are 20, they will apply to the job. Otherwise, they will quit the job post. So, for the sake of variables example in computers, same as if we are saying that your age limit is 20 to 30. Okay, the people who can apply for this job should be under 30s and more than 20. So it will check the age limit of for each person who is applying, for each applicant who is applying to the application. They will see their age. If their age group is under 20 to 30, it will be acceptable. Otherwise, the variable amount will not be acceptable, and ultimately it will show the error that the age is not under the desired age group. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so hurry up, create one example for variable and for constant.
Like for variable, we have different height of cars or number of car.
We have different kind heights of.
Cars and height and size.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you can say that this is the example of variable, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Please, Zainab, give me one example for constant.
For a job title, like the years of experience should be 5 years.
Yes, very good.
So anyone less and anyone more than that will not be accepted.
Very good. Perfect example. So we have clearly understand the variable and constant. Let's move to the other factor that we are having here. This is the causal factor parts. Uh, Causal factors can be defined as any major unplanned, intended contributor to an accident or a problem or any kind of issue that is occurring. It could be a negative event or undesirable condition that is not favorable. We are not enjoying it. That if eliminated would have either prevented the occurrence of the incident or reduced its severity or frequency, also known as critical causal factor or contributing cause. So, you can say that it is a really undesired thing that can happen to the overall organization, or you can say that the that can cause the worst impacts of our to our system if we have not eliminated it. You can say, as an example, there is an unlit candle in a holder on a table. So, what we get from here, basically, we have a table on the um, a table, and there is a candle holder. The candle is unlit, so you can say that it may cause some issues like the curtain can catch fire, or and it other issues can also occur. The table, the floor of table may got affected by the like the candle. So these are the factors that may affect it. Although there is no nothing that can say that it is a must, like the curtain will caught fire. Definitely it is not intended, it is not desirable, but anything that is unplanned or unintended can cause. So we get the all the causes that can also occur. So if we are talking about the computer based examples, we can say that our printer, if it is overloaded when each employee is using it, then it may stop working. So the printer cable may burst, or the short circuit can happen. So all these factors are the causal factors. You can say that these are undesirable, but these are the ones that are needed to be prevented even before time, so that we can reduce their severity. Like the cable needs to be checked on daily basis. There should be no error, although it's a real time problem that occurs to the cable. But if we have proper attention to the things that are working in relation with the things like that are already overloaded or overburdened, then it helps us to reduce their effects. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Okay. So, this is all for today. We needed to identify variable and constant, and we also needed to generate a generic ability to solve the real life problem. So, hopefully, we are clear with how we can solve the real life problems, and we can solve the computer based problems. We have the clear identification what are the approaches that we can use, and how we can identify variable, constant, and causal factors. Is it clear to you people? Do you think that our today's objective is achieved?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So next we have some questions that you need to explain one by one, and then you can ask questions from my side as well.
Caution is one number it do not change. I think like if we are going to do a work, we should have 5x, not more than 10, more less than. Variable, like we have different size of car or height of car.
Okay, good, perfect. So do you remember any approach that we explained for problem solving?
Like
Historic.
why
5 whys, okay. Good, very good. Yes, Zanab, you need to explain these questions as well.
Okay, a constant is a number that doesn't change.
Okay.
It is a fixed number, and a variable is something that there can be different answers for a specific thing. For example, a height or shoe size.
Oh, very good.
Uh, approach for problem solving,
Yes.
historical method.
Okay, good. Very good. So, we can say that we have understood each and everything of this lecture properly, right?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for today. You will get the slides, references are here. You can also thoroughly research them, or you can get the maximum of these points as well. Hopefully, it will be helpful for you people. Is there anything that you want to ask from my side?
No.
No.
Okay, so